Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. Hi there, you know how difficult it will be to stay focused this stream? Very, that's the answer. The answer is very. Hi there, Reblax. And today we are thinking of maybe possibly starting to consider making a math video. Oh, that's exciting. It's really exciting. Videos have piqued my interest. I went to sleep. Oh well, David. We are in a really big kerfuffle today, you know? You wanna know why? Well, it's because I have work I need to do. But it's really difficult to not get distracted. It is really often I see you join in on these streams and I see you all trying to distract me, right? Trying to pull me off, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that because you will never succeed. However, this time I can distract myself, and that's going to affect me way more. We want to know why? Let's run down the list, okay? How about that? Do we have enough people for me to actually start talking about this? 7. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's run down the list. So, number one, I would like the camera to work. There we go. Sweet, it's working. Number one of my list of what I can get distracted with, it is this box I've got. I know you all can't see. Give me a second. I need to open it. Of course, I need to open it first. I want to have something sharp. Perfect. Also, don't worry, make it. It will be absolutely not hinder you focus today. It will be fine. I'll let you have your own ideas with work. Nothing to bargaining or diversify. You will be brain trauma free today. Reblax, hold on. That is item number 2 of my list of things that I can get distracted with. Let me get through item number 1. How about that? What are you doing here, by the way? You're a microphone. You shouldn't be there. You should be on the other side. You shouldn't be on my work side of the desk. Okay. So, first thing that I will struggle not to get distracted with will be, let me just chuck a box on the floor, that's not gonna come and bite me again. Leave the curtains, you'll see that as well soon. First things first, I've gotten myself, I know it's a lot of unpacking, a Raspberry Pi Zero. So right here we have Raspberry Pi Pico 2W, Raspberry Pi Pico 2W, Raspberry Pi Zero, and the proper Raspberry Pi 5. I bought, and I can't play with them. I have so much to bubble up. I can't play with them, I can't have fun with them, I can't do what I want to do with them, which mostly revolves around Raspberry Pi Zero and figuring out how to work with Pi. That's because we need to work today. So unfortunately, I won't be able to work with them. Isn't that fun? Isn't that exciting? Aren't we all just thrilled to be here? So that's distracting thing number 1. Freaking a lot of cool pieces of technology that I'll just need to leave hanging, I guess, because what else am I supposed to do? That's fun. Now it's time for number 2. Are you ready for number 2? You won't be able to see it. However, you will be able to hear it. And that's because I have finally figured out how to power up my electric piano. I have spent like an hour on the Patreon channel just playing it for fun, like you know, Ryan Gosling stuff. I can't play it because copyright. But I've just spent like an hour on the Patreon voice channel playing it. So that's the distracting thing number 2, okay? Isn't that fun? So far we have really cool pieces of technology I can't do anything with, and a literal piano that I figured out how to plug in that I can't do anything with. And and those are the 2, by the way. For the third one, I would need to make some more space. Trying to move the mask out of the way, probably clean up in here as well. This is not really important right now. All of these test tubes, I need to clean them later. So I'm just gonna put them into my cleaning pile. which is just off screen. All of this plastic, we need to get rid of it because we'll need a bit more space. Can anyone guess what the third thing I could get distracted with is? So far we have technology and piano. Any guesses? Any takers? Although I need to walk around to get it. It is hard to not get distracted with that, alright? Yeah, so that's not... Gonna lay down here. Is this really comfortable for you? You're generally comfortable right here. Hey, I mean, I'm good with that, I don't know. That's why I clean... Yeah, you're gonna knock a lot of stuff down. Mind if I just move my Raspberry? Cheers, mate. Thanks. Oh, that's the ESP. Yeah, it's not important. Yeah, so those are the three things I can easily get distracted with. I don't know what these chips are. I should probably look into that. Anyway, so these are all really cool things we could be doing today, but we won't be doing today because I've got a fucking video to finish. Isn't that exciting? Oh boy, isn't my life just exciting and fun? I'm fine. Whatever. It's good. So if you hear meowing in the background, by the way, that's not me. Just wanted to, just in case it wasn't clear. You gonna dig through my trash? Don't dig through my trash. There's spoiled chicken in there. It's not good for you, trust me. Oh, well, you're walking into the kitchen. You know what? I should stop getting distracted with the cat. Making starving to feed the cat distraction voices. Stars more, hell yeah. No, we're not gonna get distracted with the cat today, don't worry. Well, do worry, because honestly getting distracted with the cat sounds like just a lot more fun than whatever it is I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be like working. Jeez. Isn't that... It's fucking great. Anything interesting going in all of yours lives, by the way? Anything better than... Because I'll take anything. I need a distraction now. Well, I've got 3 of them. Can you believe that I haven't even had coffee today? That's all just like... That's all just me. That's all just me being in my element. Hi. 2 big exams. Oh, that's curious. Got a conference coming. Oh, that's also interesting. Yeah, thrilled to hear. Yeah, those are neat. Is the conference typically like about something that no one understands, including the people that are talking? Is it that kind of conference? Yeah, that's cool. That's neat. Festive. Anyway. You have ADHD. That stream title was very ADHD-like. Sebas, you missed the beginning of the live stream. I have a lot of things that can distract me. One of them is a fucking cat, alright? Which is like the peak of human distraction. Another one is... Golden star to anyone who gets that song. If you get that song, that means you are cultured. That means you get a golden star. I have a leaderboard now. If you get that song, golden star. Go on. Post high school internship. No, basically course this company promotion type thing in reality. Internships are just marketing masks. I mean, yeah, maybe. Then manganese dioxide, oxygens also have 2, but manganese has a whopping 5, which means that manganese dioxide. Okay, yeah, that's all we need to run that. How long does it take per frame? 6 seconds. That's actually not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyone takes a chance on guessing that song? Hold on, let me switch to live chat to see all messages. I can only tell you about Toby for no one. No one. Oh my! I can give you a hint. That song is in a movie that is played by me. Let's see who can guess. Can anyone guess? This is a song from a movie that's played by me. Also, another thing, I was trying to reverse engineer, because there's no sheet music of it, I was trying to reverse engineer Brain Trauma, and all I got is the key, I think. Well, the key is a precedent jazz key, so I'm off, but like... F sharp... This. That's all I could reverse engineer, but the chords are way off. Brain Trauma. No, Brain Trauma is the other one. Brain Trauma is... No, that wasn't... The first I played wasn't Brain Trauma. The second was like... attempt at guessing a key of Brain Trauma. Now You See Me? Nope, that's still wrong. Let's see. Did you just... I wonder how loud it is. Reverse engineer Brain Trauma. It's a, it's a J-Rich reference, you wouldn't understand. Oh wait, is the movie made by me? No. One of the songs, the first song that you get a golden star for getting the reference to, is played by me. Well, the main character is played by me. I'm honestly a little bit upset that you all haven't guessed. I really am honestly a bit, well, disappointed, if anything. You don't know my acting career? If I'm gonna get hit with a copyright strike for playing that, by the way. Well, I mean, you might as well just take my money from these streams. I don't make anything these streams. I lose money. I have... On all of these streams combined, if I'm not mistaken, I have made like, hold on, it's around a cent per stream. So that's like $8, and I have paid to charity $1,500. So I have made negative $1,400 on these streams. How big is the movie? Oh, it's really big. It is really big. A musical, I can give you that hint as well. Honestly, the fact that it's played by me should be the easiest to guess. I would suggest you focus on that. I don't know. I don't know how. I'm a bit upset that no one guessed yet. Even Interstellar. No, come on. Not even Red Plague's gonna. Oh no, Catsy. Come on. Don't look in my trash. Don't eat random pieces of styrofoam. It's like having a kid. My goodness. Not again. Make it movie that ends afterwards. Breaking Bad. Musical Whiplash. You know what? That's it. I'm ending it. You all took too long. It was from La La Land. City of Stars. Okay, main character, if my memory does me well, is Sebastian, who's played by Ryan Gosling. Unbelievable. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. You have all failed me, each and every single one of you. Equally so. I was typing it. Listen, it's been more than enough time. You were in La La Land? Yeah, it's the main character, Ryan Gosling. Look it up. That's me. Okay. Mine is about oxygen. That was the... Alright, yeah. So then we switch to the other side. I have so many fun things I could be doing, but instead I'm just working on a video on batteries. This sucks. My goodness. Ah, the raspberry is sitting right there. I need some performance enhancing. Yeah, the background's gonna line, but I don't even care at this point. I need some performance enhancing additives. And by that I mean coffee. Make it on my start. That was way too late, Katsi. Way too late. You need to be quick. I give you way too much time as well. Yeah, man, sometimes I think I'm a god. I can master anything if I try. Nice to positive energy thing. I feel like I can't do anything. I'm pretty certain that's called being manic, isn't it? When on one hand you feel you're incredible, on the other hand. I would just say temper your expectations on both sides. You need to average it out. Not think of yourself as amazing, because then you won't be able to hold up to that standard, and then not think of yourself as terrible either. No, buy a pigeon roll after my exams. Make it prepare for a lobotomy. Not again. Not again. If I had a nickel for every single time I had to prepare for a lobotomy. Well, this would be my first nickel, not gonna lie. I won't lie to you. This would be the first. What? I hop on the piano. Let me turn it off first. Damn it, I'm getting distracted by the cat, aren't I? Okay, back to it. I'm back to it, don't worry. Daddy's busy. Daddy's busy earning the paycheck that will not pay for our electricity bill, because Lord knows the ad revenue on YouTube is not existent. It's a very cuddly cat. It's just pissing me off. Well, not pissing me off. What's pissing me off is the fact that I'm working on the video like a fucking nerd. Ah, you didn't sound like your brain is rude and damn, just damn. Wet cat food. Is that a code phrase? I mean, I'm familiar with the concept, but just like that out of the blue. Okay. Manganese equals 5, which means that manganese is extra, but oxygen they bond with double bond like so, and manganese has 1 electron left. Right. It's pissing on you. No, it's not pissing. Y'all are gross. Okay. Bond like so. Alright. This should be simple enough. I need to paralyze my work more, because only if I paralyze it enough, then I'll be actually efficient. Barrier of an electrolyte. Okay, that can be another thing I work in the meantime as I work on this. So I just make the other. Hold on, my blender is starting. I can't read because it's starting on the wrong screen. I get the other venue on black and orange side. It's 3 times good on YouTube, so you might want to switch sides. Why are you not making your face value? What do you mean I'm not making my face value? What do you mean by that? Oh, you think you're better than me? Sorry, that's a reflex. I apologize. Okay, this we need a second. That's because right here what we will have is we will have a barrier, which honestly I could elaborate a bit more on, because if you push an ion into it, hydroxide side into it, hydroxide on the other side. That's honestly a crucial for foreshadowing here being that push hydroxide when it works, but if you push an electron, it doesn't, despite both of them having negative charge. That's the important part. What are you working on? The battery video about batteries, explaining how batteries work and function and so on and so forth and such and such. I need to enter my sleep paralysis demons. Good night, guys. Good whatever. Bye, David. Bye. Have a good one. Okay. So barrier of electrolyte. How are we gonna pull that off? Well, we could pull that off by having. Well, this time we can actually have the background go pure to black. I hear you. Yeah. I've heard it's quite a vocal cat, and as such. Oh, piss. Yeah, whatever, delete everything. It's gonna be a black background this time. Because I've lost care in this cruel world. What's clear keyframes we're looking for? There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna go to 0. We're gonna do like 50, whatever. And then we're going to get back. Like a video face, but mask is okay. You can also do that. Make more money selling products. I think I would make more money selling. First of all, I'm not even selling any products. That's the first thing. And second of all, you think I would make more money selling products if I did a face reveal? That's a bold theory. Ah, you hear that? That's my animation done. Oh, this looks like shit. This does indeed look like shit. Okay, I should have rendered that just with some better settings. They go to relax before relax. Hi there, mate. How you doing? Okay. Hi there, all matter. How you doing? Oh, hi there. Okay, let me expand this out. And I think this should disappear, honestly. It's not going to be seamless, but whatever. I am mad. Both as in crazy and upset. Both meanings. There we go. Render animation. Use more without showing your brand. I'm not interested in selling shit, to be frankly honest. What you do? I just come from randomly to like. Also, do you know a theory about how to find coordinates of hell and heaven? Theory on how to find coordinates of hell and heaven? Well, I'll be honest, I may know the coordinates, but the underlying theory, that's a bit of a miss for me. Okay. Relaxing is interesting. Well, we're not relaxing today. We're busy. We're working. Okay. Background pitch black. That's because I care not for it. Instead, what we will have is we'll have a volume. This volume. Perfect. Spot on. Oh, it's quite big. Okay, good. Like it to be at 10. Perfect. And we can make the volume a bit bigger. Yeah, some Tesla. I don't know what that means. Okay. So what we will have is we would like a barrier of hydroxides. So right here we're gonna have a collection called hydroxides, and it will actually be inside a collection that's called an H because it's meant to be hidden. What? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. That was just instinct. That was just raw instinct. Okay. So what we do is we set up a cube. We set it up higher. Perfect. This will be our barrier. We'll make it a bit smaller. And then right here we set up geometry nodes. And then mesh to volume. And then distribute points in volume. And then instance on points. And then collection info. And then that collection info will be hydroxide. And then we can put whatever we want inside the hydroxide, which for now is going to be just a glowing sphere. This will be just arbitrary glow because, well. Right, why aren't you? Oh, because wait, have I put it on the wrong? I put it on the wrong thing. Whoops, I meant to put it right here. There we go. But then what we do is we apply scale. Perfect. Perfection. That's what the fuck. Relax. What the fuck. Question is Bible time. That's not real questions I can answer. People, listen. If you want me to answer questions, I need something to work with here, right? Okay. Increase the density. More. Like this. Like this. Beautiful. And then, actually, we like to do it differently. Set position. We like to set position ourselves, which means combine XYZ. Yes, position. Perfect. Now, the way it will work is we have all of these spheres. They're all still there. They're just inside that one sphere in the middle. They're all in the same position. Hi, Dignavi! Hi, thank you! I'm glad you like him, thank you. Thank you so much. Volume min-max. Random value, perfect. Then, we'll do a seed right here. This. And there we go. Now they're all on a simple line. However, what we would like instead is a vector. Because if we do a vector, this does nothing. Okay, that's good. Solid start. Oh yeah, because I need to plug it in. I'm an idiot. Perfect. Now we have a cube upon which it will distribute. Working on a new video. Yes, I am in fact. Video about batteries. And I have so many more fun things I could be doing, but I am not doing them. I am working on a video. It upsets me greatly. Perfection. That's because right here, we can have them all enter the scene by, make it please read my comment. Which one? But if punishment is eternal and reward is there, no time becomes a prospect rather than a concept. So how would you get caught into something not bound by time until you're outside the innate nature? Okay, so like, how do you define your time? Because the way we define our time is like as one of the coordinates. So if your punishment is eternal, then basically that kind of defines time on its own, right? You can't have something be eternal if it's instantaneous. In order for something to lack time, it would need to be instantaneous. Sad, but gotta do. I agree, Genevieve, I agree. I do agree with you completely. No, you don't go there. My mouse has been catnapped. I'm not controlling it right now. Honestly, he's quite a fucking nuisance, to be honest with you. Oh, whatever, I can move my mouse like this, it's fine. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about how to do it best. Could I... Because here are the two options. We could either have our original random value vector, we'll do it with a mix vector thing, where basically we will end up at 1, and start at a 0. And the basic idea will be, there we have it. Why are they switching? Oh, because oh, I don't need to pop the index in, do I? That's lovely. The basic idea will be that they will all come from somewhere. Imagine that this, but then the floor will be much higher, like so. And we would like them to come at different times, wouldn't we? Which means even better would be index as the factor, and then we'll need to do some maths. Math greater than, well, not really do any maths, only have Blender do maths for us. You can make videos. I know, that's actually, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of videos of me to make. And it's a lot of time. It's multiplied. So basically, if we reach a number that's great enough, they will all disappear. This should tell us how many spheres there are. Exactly. Index 1 disappears, which means there are, in fact, 1433. So it was 2.9. There we go. 1433 spheres. I don't know what science theories, physics, but after some days I forget everything, like everything. Have you tried starting with the basics? Because if you want advanced theories, then they might feel like you understand them in the moment, but in reality, you just think you understand them. For example, string theory is something I've seen that there is a lot of videos of, but the couple of videos I have actually seen didn't really explain much. Okay. Just gonna think about space. Skip dimension. There's 4 dimensions. Mr. 8, I don't think you understand how coordinates work. Because, like, what do you mean? You mean like everything would be flat on the time dimension, and there would just be another dimension, an additional dimension, or do you mean like everything would be flat on the time dimension and just be free spaces? In which case it would just be like freeze frame. That's what it would be effectively. I am just mildly confused. Doesn't matter. The point is, let's focus on the task at hand, and that task is 1433. So, that's the range we have to go over. So we'll have a value that's going from 0 to 1433. Actually, we could have it as a constant. Now I think about it, this would be probably better. So how are we gonna do it? Well, we're gonna do index, and then we're gonna do add, I imagine. There we go. I'm gonna start at 0. Oh, sorry, subtract. And then as we lower the subtract, they will come in one by one. But that's the problem. We don't want them coming one by one. Instead, we like them to come differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide our index by this, which means right now each and every single sphere has been assigned a number between 0 and 1. That's what you can imagine. Every single one of these has its own number that's in between 0 and 1. And then what we want is we want to... So if we switch 1 to -1, they all kind of come together like this. That already looks pretty good, I would say. That's already look pretty good. I may even be fine with this. Yeah, I might genuinely be fine. I'm fine. Damn you, Replex! You're not even here. Second. There we go. As we place a wooden rod on paper and view it from the top, it seems 2D. We're going to see a circle to us. Well, it actually is a 3D. Just our perspective makes it look 2D. What is your point in this trade? I don't understand what your point is. If you want to simplify it, then just... I don't understand your point enough to help you simplify it, actually. Like, I think I get it, but... Which could... Because here's the thing. Alright, I'm bringing up paint for this. You have 4 dimensions, right? Which are just x, y, z, t. You're saying time is flat. It isn't. Okay, first of all, it isn't is redundant. But second of all, what I'm saying is that you said... So let me quote and read. If punishment is real and reward eternal, time becomes a prospect rather than a concept. So how would you get coordinates of something not bound by time? Here's the thing. The fuck you mean not bound by time? You have 4 coordinates. The only way you could have, like, time be relevant is if that dimension is flat. That's basically it. Because that's equivalent to it not existing. Just how dimensions work. In this case, they would be equivalent to it non-existing. Because what do you mean by time not... Well, I don't... What do you mean by that? How would you get coordinates not bound by time? How can something be not bound by time? Like, if you have an object, right? That's a box, okay? You cannot... Jeez, that's a picture. That's certainly a picture. Indeed.
I think what he means by not bound by time is that it can move freely through time, like we can move through space.
But then that's easy to get coordinates, because I mean, you just check the coordinates.
But I mean,
because the whole point of the question,
like, for half a minute.
Oh, the whole point of the question is that how would you get coordinates of something not bound by time? Like, not bound by time is way too open to interpretation, because I understand it either as flat, or you offered another interpretation which is can move freely through time. But in both cases, getting the coordinates is trivially easy. If you have a box, basically, Mr. 8, and you have some 4 coordinates, x, y, z, t. In order for it to be not bound by time, what you would need to provide me is some kind of method to remove time from that coordinate system.
Yeah. Let's just say this time is like time traveling through a tube, but time at another place, it's boundless, like eternal.
Just because time is boundless, that doesn't affect anything. Because, I mean, space is boundless. Like, time being bound... Isn't time being boundless, like, already a thing? Isn't that... Like, we don't really have a concept of
time is essentially like space, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Theoretically, yes, traveling through time would be exactly like traveling through space.
I don't think time is bounded, to be completely honest, unless you're doing really wacky things with gravity, but I mean, high Einstein category is way above any of our paychecks. I don't think that's something that's...
It's like that Rammstein song. Endless sheet of time. Yeah, but that... Isn't that like how time works?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Like, but like it's not really a sheet, but more like a one-dimensional line that is amplified by our 3 spatial dimensions into being the 4th dimension. I think I'm overcomplicating it.
Yeah, I don't know if Mr. 8... I don't know what Mr. 8 is talking about. You're saying...
I think it's just a classic case of mixing things up, because entertainment and science... Yeah, because entertainment has become so science-loaded that people think movies depict science accurately.
It's exactly. I don't quite... Because, Mr. 8, you keep like providing analogies, but it doesn't really feel like you have any substance behind it. You can't provide an analogy to something when you don't know what you're talking about. Just a thought. But what is the thought? What do you mean? If I all of a sudden told you that time is basically like a massive spider weaving a spider net, alright, then that is an analogy. But if I then refuse to explain what I mean by that, then...
No. You see, time itself is the spider, and the web is the strings of time you can move along. And at the edges, where it meets, that's where the timeline splits. It's like with superpositions. If a superposition is how's it called? Is broken, like it becomes real, one or the other, or one of a billion, then that splits into every possible scenario, and that's what. And it's a literal spider that literally exists as a hyper being, as a 5-dimensional hyper being, which is outside of space-time.
Oh, you thought the spider was an analogy? No, I mean like a real spider. There's just a spider out there who's...
Yeah, that's just it's like...
So an interstellar dark black hole scene is a what? That black hole scene is based on the, if I'm not mistaken, the Lorentz factor, where basically you just, as I mentioned, high Einstein territory, but basically that isn't really much. That's pretty basic part of relativity. Factor, that's what it's called if you look it up. Yeah, Wikipedia article. Then you can see this, which is the relative velocity, speed of light, ratio, coordinate time, proper time. So you can see the difference between the time of the observer coordinate time. And so like that's how you can interstellar if you want. But even then, if I remember correctly, but that doesn't really affect time. Time still exists. I don't understand what you mean by something not... Well, okay, just define for me what do you mean by something not being bound by time. Because the only the only interpretation I have is that instead 4 coordinates you use 3. But then I don't understand why you do that. I'm losing my mind. I'm getting distracted right now.
Then why even take time into consideration?
I can't let...
And how would that even work? It's like a 2-dimensional being in a 3-dimensional world. Then it's extra bound by time, technically done.
No, it's more like if you have a 3-dimensional box, but you just pretend that it's a 2-dimensional square. That's more like it.
I don't know if that's what he means.
But I mean, no.
In singularity before Big Bang, what?
In singularities, you still have time. You do get really wacky relativistic calculations, but that's just because but they're just wacky. I can't speak out much on them because I personally don't know much. All I know is that they are wacky because like the gravity gets really, you kind of get a sort of infinity in a way, and that's why they get wacky. But I don't know what they mean.
Which is why time technically didn't exist before then, because everything was at a singular point. All right, I'm just making shit up here as I go. So like, I'm starting to understand it as I'm speaking. So like, at the Big Bang, all the matter was in pretty much one point in space, which means that it effectively formed a black hole, which means that technically time didn't exist back then. Technically, because the entire
Fuck, you
universe...
mean time didn't exist?
No. I mean time didn't exist in the fact that in the way that time technically doesn't exist at the center of a black hole.
No, you know why I'm asking what do you mean by time doesn't exist? Because, you see, in physics, exist is not really was used all that much because, like, here's the thing. Existence is a very irrelevant thing in physics.
I mean, I'm just using layman's terms for this one.
Yeah, that's because if you
normies can understand it.
Like, here's the thing. If you have 2 boxes, right? 2 boxes with some kind of distance D
and you have
between
2 cats, and if you have...
No. If you have 2 boxes with the distance D between them, then you can say that the box exists, you can say that the other box exists, but can you say that the distance exists? Well, that's questionable, because then you get to stuff like the exciton, or
what
whatever
even
that's
is
fluorescent.
distance?
You get to
And
stuff like
what even is
exciton,
space?
which is very basically like, no, it's not hypothetical particles. Only there's a name for a particle where basically we find a phenomena and we give it a particle, even
Oh my
and
fucking
just
God.
for the sake of treating it as a particle, like the
I
actual
absolutely
particle.
fucking hate physicists.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh my God.
it works perfectly fine. That's why like
I mean,
existence.
yeah, but I hate them.
Existence isn't really defined that well in physics because it doesn't need to be.
The existtron.
The
It's a
existstron.
particle for existing
Hold on, but
things.
there were like some wacky particles on. That's my sheet music, and I was learning.
Oh my God.
What was the name of the? It was like one, not mass.
These people belong in prison.
Megatron is not a real particle, is it? Oh, was it massive? No. Hold on.
Yeah, of course there was time before the Big Bang. Like,
I
it
personally
was
don't
just
know.
compressed so much that it technically didn't happen.
I just want to say I do not disagree nor agree with that statement because I just simply don't know the answer.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just making shit up as I go. So like,
That's not a
time
good
didn't
quality.
exist at the start of the Big Bang.
That's not a good
effectively,
quality
as much
for a
as
science
mass
stream.
doesn't exist or volume doesn't exist in a black hole. You see?
Listen, would you mind like not making shit up on the science live stream, please?
Sorry, but like, that's what physicists do.
But physicists have like, proof. It's the difference.
My sources that I made it the fuck up.
You know how they build like big tubes that cost a lot of money? Yeah, they counter to popular opinion, they actually have a reason for doing that, believe it or not. They actually like use them.
Counter argument, my dad also has a particle accelerator. He uses it.
You freaking don't know how much as low IQ person like me trying to explain to you. So it was not bound by time. So you freaking name the unknown and think you don't understand as a particle.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Well, it's not that you take the unknown, only you take a phenomena and you treat it as a particle because it's more convenient to treat it as a particle. What would be a good example of doing something like that? It's basically like if... That's a good question. What would be a good example?
Assume the cows are spherical.
I mean, kind of way. It's more like gravity is okay. A good example would be gravity is not a force, right? Gravity is not a force. However, in classical mechanics, you still say force of gravity. You still model gravity as a force, even though it's not a force.
Yeah, just like centrifugal force is technically not a force.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You have forces which aren't actually a force, and that's how you can treat things as particles. If
but
it was
they
time
act
before
like forces.
If there was time before Big Bang, then how can we scale that time? We scale time from the Big Bang. I know. Okay, let's not talk about time before the Big Bang because no one here knows about that. Okay.
Well, actually, I do.
No, you do not.
Actually, I do. So.
Pat is yelling at you right now.
I've actually been there.
Calling you a.
Was pretty mint, to be honest.
Seen better.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say not the best. Beginning of the universe, I would rate it a solid 7.
Could have used some.
Could have used more salt, honestly.
Those glow sticks that you break open and they glow. Could have used some of those. But yeah, I guess it was pretty alright.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the beginning of the universe go, I would say it's like in my top 5, certainly.
Top 5, nah. Top 11. 0.3875.
Think outside the box.
3.14159.
What if there is no box? You haven't provided us a box yet.
No, you see, the box is a particle. And it's called a box particle, and it interacts exactly like
No, it's
a
called a
box would.
boxon. Come on.
Oh, yeah, right, a boxon. And it interacts exactly like a box would.
I mean,
So,
if I'm not mistaken, hold on, because one of them would be probably the hold on, exciton. I think that's one of them. If I remember Flame's explanation, there we go, quasi-particle, right. Collective behavior of a group of particles can be treated as if it were a single particle, exactly. So for example, you have... Oh, for example, actually, protons and neutrons, I suppose. Wouldn't those... None of these are quasi-particles. Protons aren't quasi-particles. That's... Wait, what? Consider collective behavior of a group of particles that can be treated as if it were a single particle. This is... I'm sorry, definition seems to apply. Collective...
Class MG, God was made by God. And God was made by God.
Obviously.
And it's God all the way down, you see. Just like the world is held up by turtles, and what holds up that one turtle is another turtle, and it's turtles all the way down. It's a pretty simple concept.
I've been there, I've seen it. You want to go for a sleepover to your friend's house, but you may need to ask your father as he is in control. You may need his suppose of chain continues. I feel like I'm talking to two macaronis right now. And
no, you see, his father is a particle. It's called a photon. And it... So you just calculate your way out of the situation.
I can't with you. I just simply can't with you.
My goal here is to take everything to its logical conclusion, you see.
My goal here is to take everything to its illogical conclusion.
No, you see, if you go to meta logic and then post meta sublogic, then it makes perfect sense. Okay. I feel like a while back ago, I don't know who it was. Was it you, Mr. 8? Because I remember a while back ago, someone asked me about like, oh, I mean, it was another kind of question. I really dislike these kinds of questions because they are just effectively just linguistics or semantics or pedantics or whatever it is. One of them, where basically you just don't define the word properly on the very beginning, and then without a moment you already start arguing about like the end of your argument, even though you haven't defined. So, for example, one of them, what happened a while back ago, is was it if God is everything, then something like that. If God is everything, I can't even recall it properly because it was something like that. But the problem is basically they didn't define what they meant by God, and then their entire argument is that God is everything. But like, if you don't define anything, then yeah, you can say whatever you want. And I just struggle with this a lot. You need to define what you mean bound by time and not bound by time if you want to argue over things bound by time. Have you seen the Jordan Peterson versus 20 Christians? I have not. Please tell me it's a fist fight. That would be so tremendous. It's not a fist fight.
Damn it! Internet, you ruin everything.
He did one funny thing. He was asked, "Do you believe in God?" And he did the funny, for saying, first of all, you need to define what do you mean by do, what do you mean by you, what do you mean by believe, and what do you mean by God?
Which is the opposite spectrum
like
of the argument.
A level of logic which normal people don't understand.
it's
not to say that it's good or anything, but it is a level of logic that normal people don't understand.
It's a level of logic that the reasonable person wouldn't understand.
It has a place and a time, and I don't think the Jubilee 20 Jordan Peterson versus 20 atheists is not the place and not the time to do it.
You're all making me hate my life so much right now. Maybe
You're
it's
welcome.
God. Finally, a proper definition. You.
Yeah, but God was
If I
made by
have something-
God.
Yeah, been made by Make It. Actually, that's how I get the name. It's, because they
And
make it.
Was made by make it.
Yeah, because they make it, and by it I mean make it. Actually,
Straight
no,
up
make
making
it.
it.
Make it was made
And-
by Make It. That's where the name comes from, and Make It was made by Make It.
So it's make it.
No, it's just Make It. Because
Yeah,
they
but
make
it's
it.
make it because make it made the make it. So it's the make it because he made make it.
No, it's just Make It actually. Yeah, we just shorten
Yeah,
it.
but I'm adding an additional not verb, adjective in front of it.
Is it true that if I have something with some chance and repeat that thing an infinite time, that the thing happens exactly that amount? Like if I flip a coin an infinite amount of times, it's half tails. Yes, that is how probability works. That's actually really simple because I mean, it's just a limit. That's all you do. You take a limit.
I mean, technically yes, but chance isn't zero that it flips heads every time.
I mean, there is a chance, but like it's so. That's why you take the limit to
I
infinity.
mean, it is
because,
infinitesimally strong, but there is a chance.
Yeah, but I mean, limit. That's why you take a limit to infinity because at limit to infinity, it will be exactly half.
Well, yeah, but gambling.
No, you see, I've actually gotten heads 5 times in a row, which means next one must be tails.
You see, the monkeys have been typing gibberish for the past 20 years, which means next year they must be typing Shakespeare.
Exactly, yeah, that's how it works. I'm losing my mind for one reason. Like,
Bro is not built different. Bro does not have resistance against.
no, I'm losing my mind for a different reason. Hold on, let me send a picture on the
Wait a minute.
live voice channel.
What is the damage called?
How am I supposed to work in these conditions?
Not psychological damage. Not force damage.
Emotional?
No. The D&D term, you know.
Oh, I don't. I'm supposed to work in these conditions. I have a cat on my hat.
Wait, where's the AND key?
I never understood how a limit works. Oh, well, how I solve them. I can derivative, but not the limit for one. Well, a limit is just basically when you want to plug in something that's not a number as a number, then you just take a limit. That's it. That's
Oh, it was psychic damage. Oh, damn. 1d6 psychic damage. Oh my god, bro cannot work in these conditions.
in these conditions.
Bro does not have bro cannot roll good on his saving for charm. What is it? Charm I cannot not roll good for my life on charisma. Gedächtniskrankheit? That's not how you type it. Oh wait, that's how you type it. But have you ever heard of Donaudampfschifffahrtsgesellschaft, Kapitänsgehüten, Raumschiff, Kreditkartenüberzugs, Bank, Ansprechpersonen, Ausbildungszentrum, Baustellen, Sicherheitsinspektor?
Have you ever heard of Glufus?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm not German. I don't like Germans.
So mean.
Bruder, ich bin nicht Deutscher. Ich bin kein Deutscher, Alter. Cannot prove existence of God, but No, he exists.
Can we not get on that topic? I don't wanna.
Well, yeah, but then God is an unfalsifiable argument.
Can we fucking not? Can we just not? Please.
You can do your stuff. I'm just looking for chaos.
This man does not speak for me. This is just...
No, I don't speak for him.
I should have like a text hovering above your avatar. This man does not speak for me.
Hold on, you should do like the... Alright. There's a video. DJP Cobbler. This guy. Whenever I speak, there should be like a disclaimer that. Wait, where's the video? Where's the video? There. You should. No, that's not the correct one. Okay, you should add a disclaimer that I am a homophobic white supremacist and a danger to children whenever I speak.
You see, it is at times like these, Macaroni, when I tie... Oh, Black Thunder, you're here, thank goodness. Help me. I'm blinking.
Thank
twice when
goodness.
I need help, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
That's
time technically is
crazy.
only entropy not moving forwards, because that would imply time. And our experience of time is technically only the fact that entropy is existing and information is gathered by the brain and entropy. So technically, time also doesn't.
Yeah, this man needs to visit
It
a
works in
mental
math,
hospital. Don't.
But
Okay,
like math
has a...
and existence are two different things.
Okay, but
You could argue if something exists, but you can't really argue if it works mathematically, because either it does or it doesn't. So like the theories you can argue on a metaphysical level if something exists or not,
Maths has
but not
a
on a
unique...
physical level.
Maths has
Not
a
on
unique...
physics.
Listen,
Math.
maths has a unique property of having perfect proofs and perfect definitions, which is something we do not have in the real world. The reason why we don't do experiments in mathematics is because there is no need. If everything is defined perfectly, then the experiment, well, it won't have any uncertainty. That's why
It'll be
maths...
predetermined.
Yeah, maths is like, if we had an equation which could perfectly model our reality, we wouldn't need experiments either. That's because we could just solve the equation. However, in reality, in physics, we don't have that. We do have that in maths. That's why you cannot really draw parallels directly between maths and the rest of science. Unfortunately, it is separated by that fire fence.
Yes, because math only exists in your head. It's not real.
Exactly.
It can't hurt you. Which means that technically, yes, 1 plus 1 can equal 3, but only if you change all the rules according to that everything works as well.
Or you just change the definition of 3 to the number that comes after 1.
Yeah, but that's the boring way.
But it's another
I
way.
am with you when the point that God exists, but scientists doesn't make it says the science. No, I suppose make it refuting and what's bound. Yeah, I am refuting the point of what's bound by time, because you didn't define what do you mean bound by time, and it pisses me off. It really rubs me the wrong way, because it's very like, imagine if I asked you which color is more. Imagine if I'm struggling to even come up with a proper like What is less of... No, that's not even... No, none of these are good because nothing is quite of the same magnitude. I would need something with a precise definition in science. But...
Listen, I often, when I'm sad, I think to myself that I'm like the worst person in the fucking existence. However, all I have to do to fix is to remember that macaroni exists.
Are you sure? What if it's only an internet persona and I'm not actually like that? You see,
Wow.
anonymity on the internet. It gives me power.
You see, the more time you spend on the internet and cultivates the persona, the more the persona is you, actually. You
Are
have
you
covered yourself
really
with so many
sure about
layers
that?
of irony that you don't know who actually is underneath anymore.
Bro, I got perfect vision of who I am.
That's crazy. Who are you?
I'm not gonna dox myself on the internet.
I don't think you have perfect vision. You haven't proved it
Are you sure?
quite.
Are you sure?
Quite.
I am in
Are
a
you
mental institution. That's what I am. I am in a mental... I am right
Are you
now
sure?
hallucinating this entire live stream. And these are just my inmates with whom I am stuck. I am...
No, I'm not in
what's
fucking
your-
Düsseldorf. Jesus Christ, bro actually thinks I'm German.
Maggie, you can't argue about God. I'm not arguing about God, I'm arguing about time. Time falls within my jurisdiction. You wouldn't get it. It's the
Time on
deistic
isn't here
laws.
right now. I know what you're on about.
I am in a mental institution, I swear. This is hell.
My
We've
name is
reached it.
Walter Hartwell White.
My name.
There we go.
So I got this new old game. It's a normal game. It's called Thumper.
Oh, cool.
Apparently,
Rhythm
it's-
violence.
it's very easy.
Uh-huh.
The normal game.
Very easy.
For normal people, I see.
Yep. When the atheist says they do need to prove that God does not exist because they expect a Christian to explain why God exists and claim Christian has the burden of proof. Both
Macaroni,
have-
I just walk away, okay? It's fine, just walk away.
No, I need conflict. I have not enough conflict in my life.
I want
I need to
problems
kill more
always.
dragons. There's way too many fucking dragons around. Oh my god, y'all don't get these definitions. Oh my god, I forgot.
Uh-huh.
If you can define something into existence, then I'm defining the perfect life and then complaining I don't have it. If I define it as something I have and then I don't have it, that doesn't mean it suddenly exists or my life changes.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna play Factorio or something? Because I can't bear you, honestly.
Oh, you want distractions. You're a distractor, man. You love distractions.
But I have a cat that's sleeping on like 90% of my mousepad. Oh, it just got up. What were you hunting for? It's looking into an empty corner of my office. Oh, you seen ghosts?
Did you get a cat?
Me too. I didn't say that.
You got a cat.
I didn't say that.
He stole one.
I didn't say that
Well,
either.
Did you
He
always
stole
have a
a cat.
cat?
It
Hey,
just magically appeared out
He
of
was
nowhere.
I'm sorry.
given a cat without his
I'm sorry.
consent. Let's go.
It is
It
is
quantum
it
tunneled
an
into existence.
interrogation or something? Or it's the
No, I
it's the
don't know where the
Schrodinger.
cat came
I
from.
borrowed from
Cat quantum tunneled
Schrodinger.
into existence.
Can you two be quiet so I can hear the answer?
Oh, I mean, I was just made up my boy Schrodinger. You know, just got a. My
of course, of
my
course.
my Schrodinger plug hooked me up.
He hands you a box. There may not be a cat. There may or may not be a cat in here. It may or may not
There
be
actually
alive
no.
and dead.
It actually is and isn't. It's at the same time. It's the perfect lottery.
Well, it's not at the same time. It's a superposition of one and or the other.
Hold
It's
on,
that
what?
secret other option of superposition. It's
argument
not
for
and
what?
or not or whatever else there is.
Chasm G,
As you
what
can
argument
see-
for what?
as you can see in the box, we may or may not have a cat. Meow. Shut
I
up.
do not know if the SpongeBob is alive until I look inside the box. I make Krabber Patty. Shut up.
That's
Me
really
when
interesting.
the police officer tells me how fast I was going, so I don't know where I'm at.
It's dumb. It's dumb but funny.
What?
Made me chuckle. Alright, that's pretty good.
Heisenberg uncertainty
Yeah,
principle.
that's pretty good. It's made me chuckle.
So you know how fast you're going? Do you know where I am? Yeah, you're on the side of I-95. Well, then I don't know.
Well, that you didn't know how fast I was going.
Fucking actually the worst joke ever. Asked to leave.
Bro, the fuck you mean Stuttgart? I've been to Germany once. As a
Been to
main
Germany
attraction.
0 times.
Well,
I'll-
not once, but like
I'll be to
once in
Germ
the
1,
past
Germ
year.
2, and Germany.
I'm German few.
Few.
Single.
Ger little. Ger hundreds and
One single
thousands.
germ.
Ger.
God, what? What is it I want? What is it?
Which part of Germany?
What is it I want? What?
Berlin? Or München? Hold on, where's
Hold
Bauma?
on. The funny man is for the cat. Give it a few seconds.
What do you mean? What's happening?
All your jokes, everybody.
Alright, that's it. I'm
Uh,
up to the.
What?
He does YouTube because he wants to get famous. Mate, have you seen my thumbnails?
München.
You. Oh my goodness. That's actually really upsetting because that means that, well, Kalev is either lying right now or calling me an idiot. Those are the only two options. And I. Like, mate.
No, make it did not buy a cat. He quantum tunneled one into existence.
What cat? I don't know what you're referring to. Listen, I
The one
honestly.
that's quantum tunneling.
No, listen, I honestly have absolutely no idea what cat you're all referring to. This is wacky.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
the dog.
Alzheimer's.
I
I'm talking about a
absolutely-
dog.
I-
Sorry, mixed
No,
us
There
no,
is
up.
no cat.
Listen, I absolutely have no clue what you could all be. Oh shit! It's just like jump. Okay, I mean, imagine the cat as a square. I mean, it simplifies calculations, right?
Hans Lander? Who the fuck is Hans
Frictionless
Lander?
spherical cat.
I love how Katsi, by the way, completely forgot about what I said on live stream when they joined me a while ago. I don't know if you remember Katsi.
What?
Do you
What did
remember
you-
what I've told you where you
Are
didn't
entertainment,
understand?
are you from Germany?
What do you mean by that?
Well, a while back ago, you joined the stream and I said you something that is going to happen, then you didn't believe me, and then you, I imagine, completely forgot because you thought it was a silly joke. Remember?
Something is going to happen. I didn't believe you. You mean you
Well-
finally killed those biters in Factorio?
No. Remember when I said about dissolving a cat in acid? Remember when I mentioned that?
Bro, I'm not from
Oh
fucking
no!
Germany.
No, you better not.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
from
why
another
would
That's
I?
what you get it for.
German-speaking country. But I'm not from Germany, entertainment.
Don't you dare to touch that cat.
I was walking all
fucking
around
hate
on my
Germans.
office. Shit, no, well, that's... Buddy, you better not knock down anything else or I'm gonna dissolve you in acid.
Well, in that
Only-
case,
You're wrong, sulfuric acid.
I do not know if the cat is alive or dead until I look inside Make-It's apartment.
Counter argument. I do know if it's alive or dead by the sound it makes.
its
Yeah, if
face
it's-
or its yield the
Yeah.
moment that make it arrived.
If it says meow, that means alive. If it says that means it's probably struggling, I would imagine.
That means formerly alive.
that means uncertain, actually. Is everyone in the stream Polish? Yeah, absolutely. Every single person.
No, I'm not polished.
Yes.
My desk is quite dirty.
It's Polish, that's different.
Yeah, I eat polish, but I'm not polished.
Black Thunder is the most Polish person of us all.
Yes.
Macaroni's
tell because
brain
of
is
the New
actually
England
very
accent.
smooth and very polished.
You're like Due to Todd last time, I did not succeed. We'll just double point. Germans are-
I've never heard anyone make a parallel between World War One and Two and then gambling. Honestly, it's curious what you can see on the internet. What country flag is behind the anime cat?
What? What?
That's certainly
That's-
a comment.
That's
Finland.
non-binary. What?
Oh, I thought it was Finland. Well, that's my bad.
So
Sorry.
close. So
Yeah,
close.
Calling.
You were almost there.
I always get these two wrong. I always mistake the two.
Yeah.
They're really similar.
Hey, it's okay. We all make mistakes. Some more
No,
than
I
others,
don't.
but
I thought Finland was white and blue. Yeah, so did I, but hey, I went for it. Oh,
was
my
close.
my mouse released. Yeah, the cat. Okay, good. I mean, no cat. There's no cat. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're crazy. You should take a pills.
Hold on. Are there any? That moment when you straight up can't hold onto an idea for more than 5 minutes.
Your brain's cooked. Medium
Think
rare
I-
even.
So are those just hydroxides?
Yes, they are actually hydroxide is going through a hydroxide barrier because they can and electrons cannot, and that's a pretty big deal when it comes to battery because that's basically what allows us to redirect the energy flow to actually have electricity. And that's-
Insane.
Yeah, I know, crazy. Then-
I hate
I
that the
wish you luck
government-
with whatever because this is above my pay grade.
It's actually this one is actually pretty true.
I don't
like,
wish
there
you like.
isn't-
I hope you fail miserably.
Cool. There is actually not much there going on. I
Don't you
dislike
fund
that.
him? Don't you directly contribute to his success?
Yeah, I don't have any greater haters than people who subscribe to me on Patreon, honestly. I don't quite understand that behavior.
Absolutely hate those people.
Me,
Why is it
Oh.
trippy animation? What the hell?
I hate
the make it's.
I hate that the government is putting hydrogen dioxide into our water.
Yeah.
You'll never believe what else they put in your water.
Actually, did you know that
What?
hydrogen dioxide is illegal to use to torture prisoners in America?
What?
Yeah, it's actually illegal to torture prisoners with wait, not dioxide.
Hydrogen
Bro, and
hydroxide.
they're
Hydrogen
putting that
hydroxide,
in
yeah.
our water?
Yeah, they're giving it to kids as well. It's ridiculous.
Bro, what?
Simply because it's cheap. That's the reason.
Oh my god.
Why do you call your cat Cat, but you call your 3D printer Jessie? Do you love your 3D printer more than your
Jesse,
cat?
Jesse, we need to.
I would just like to point out that I not only call my 3D printer Jessie, but two of my lights are called Jack and Josh. The other two are called two Steves. I briefly have a scooter named Scotty. My coat is named Caddy. I have one single soldering holder, which I cannot find for the life of me, whose name is Bob. And do I have anything more?
Is having a reason to exist is having
Oh yeah, cats
is
and cats.
having
That's
Girl,
it.
a reason to exist.
girls' cat names be like cutesy, kitty. Boys' cat names be like the Armenian genocide.
Feline. Come here, feline. I deem you just feline. That's me from now on.
You cannot tell me that is not a banger name for your cat.
Beer is the god of destruction. Silverstad, whoever gets that reference. That won't go on the score, but I'm just curious.
We should genetically engineer animals to be apex predators and wipe out random random species just for fun to see how long it would take them, and which then means that they also die afterwards, which means there's no cleanup.
Very efficient way to commit a genocide, I agree.
Yes.
Does your cat also wear a
Mhm.
mask? Obviously. Oh, the silly question,
Yep,
obviously.
definitely.
We genetically fucking
It actually grows a
augment
mask.
policemen to kill all black people faster.
Yo.
Fucking hell. I miss it
No,
when
you see,
when I stream at times when no one joins in. Actually, sometimes I do miss that.
a white spray paint is actually faster. than genocide.
What do you fucking mean by that? You know what? No, don't elaborate. Just leave it there. It's fine.
No, just
I was how's it called? I was replying to the Catman.
no. What we actually do is there was this one ad when you put black people in the washing machine and they come out Asian.
Can you?
Oh yeah, right, that one.
I swear I'm gonna move to Premiere channel and I'm gonna do this on my own because I haven't
Yeah,
even had
but,
my coffee because I got distracted with y'all's just tomfoolery.
The how's it called? Spray paint is actually faster though. White spray paint. Preferably lead paint. That
Yeah,
that
we
one tastes the
spray
best.
them with sulfuric acid. They just dissolve.
You're wrong. Sulfuric acid. Well, yeah, but that also takes a lot of time and like, because acid takes way too long.
Well, if you have strong enough acid, doesn't.
Yeah, but like, and also the cleanup.
There is no cleanup. They turn into sludge.
Yeah, you need to clean up the sludge.
Trust me, I would know.
Yeah.
I can just fucking
You
vacuum
would
it or something, you know?
No, you can't, because the sludge is still acidic. Also, where do you get that much acid to completely melt a person? Because it actually takes a lot
It's
of...
not that difficult to get enough acid to melt a person, trust me.
Yeah, but you can't just throw a beaker of acid on a person and expect him to melt into a puddle.
I actually have a 3-liter beaker, and I'm pretty certain highly concentrated sulfuric acid in a 3-liter beaker would probably do the trick. It's actually a comically large beaker. It's like it's truly comically large.
But like, you can't just splash them with it. You need to have them submerged in it for periods of time. For a period of time.
Me splashing hydrogen hydride ions on you just to prove you wrong.
Yeah, but like, if I get it on my skin once, and it's gonna burn me hella.
Hold on, can I read you a passage from the Wikipedia page about the hydrogen hydride ion?
And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die, but like,
hold on.
Most of the stuff is gonna go into the floor.
Hang on.
And it's gonna spread out all apart.
Well, helium hydride, why did this helium hydride? Of course, I'm an idiot. Helium hydrogen ion. Alright, so to just really quickly read you something. Since helium hydride ion reacts with every substance, it cannot be stored in any container.
What? What?
Yeah. It's my favorite acid.
What the fuck is that?
That's helium hydride ion.
What? That's an acid? What?
Yeah, it's an acid because basically, to simplify it a bit, in acids, what you need to do is you either need to detach a proton or attach electrons. And right here, you basically have helium with a proton because positive hydrogen ion is just a proton. So you basically just have like a proton and a helium, the least reactive element with just a proton. So that's why it's the most acidic acid possible. Like, the only theoretically more acidic I imagine would be 2 protons, but I mean...
So, you're telling me the strongest acid in the universe is fucking heck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it should be one of the strongest. Maybe, there might be like...
That's fucking great.
Maybe something that's technically stronger, but I can't imagine it much.
So, it can't be stored anywhere.
Yeah, it can be...
You need to fucking suspend it in an electromagnetic field or some shit.
No, you just create it. That's it. You just create it if you want to test it. Cannot be stored in any container is
created from scratch.
How can it be fucking used if you just...
You create it from scratch every time you need some.
You want to use it? Oh.
And
you
then
don't store it.
The thing you use it for also has to be there already. Otherwise, it will react with, like, you know, your equipment.
Yeah. Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It is quite brilliant indeed, yeah.
So there is just no way to store it.
Yeah.
No.
The only way to store it is its its own gravity if you have enough.
Also,
but
that
that
is
would be quite a lot of it.
that is a negated question, which is bullshit. Because if I say yes to a negated question, then I confirm your question, and if I say no to a negated question, then I confirm your question.
That's just a limitation of a language. That doesn't really.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't ask negated questions.
Hold on, I think. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll be right back.
You just shouldn't do them in English, maybe.
No, you see, you ask there's no way to store it, and if I said no, then it would be no, there's no way to store it. And if I said yes, then yes, there is no way
And
to store
you
it.
just answer with more than one word. You say, no,
Yeah,
there
but
is
that's
no way,
stupid.
or no, there is a way to store.
That's inefficient, though.
You are inefficient and you're stupid and you should die.
You could have asked, so is there a way to store it? And then no would have been a simple answer.
Just,
And no clarification needed.
bruh, you're actually the worst. I despise you.
No.
Yes,
No.
there is a way to store it.
No.
You fucker.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
Your crimes will catch up to you, and you'll have to answer for them one day.
Gonna remove half of your electrons. East Lovers Arc? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm not gay.
Alright, I am back. What happened?
We argued about a way to store it. My argument, nah. His argument, yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Crack it one day. There's no shit music on the entire internet. I would know. I checked. Every German is gay though. No disagreement from me.
Music.
You should play Milton Babbitt songs.
Don't tell me what to do.
Trust me. Makes banger hits.
Feline, get out of here.
Makes you bang your head against the wall, you say.
Don't talk back to me. Yeah, you better. Shut up. There we go. Good. Good kitty. Okay. Now. Sweet. It's gonna be quite noisy, but what happens?
Mm-hmm.
An electron chilling. So then what we do is we just zoom out. Lovely.
Let's shut up. Make three of them shut up. What?
Okay.
There we go. Beautiful.
Alright, it can't react with a vacuum, but like... that... If there's nothing to react with, then what should it react with? Like what? A vacuum isn't a thing. It's a state of being.
It's a state of lack of thereof.
Yeah.
Such a power move, make it. You made all three of them shut up. Four of them become a cat.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
have
think
to-
can you hear it in the background, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
the distant meows.
What are
Abstract
the
the
pronouns
cat.
of your cat?
Meow, I believe.
What are the cat's pronouns?
Mhm.
I haven't checked.
Skull emoji.
Hello.
All right.
I'm
Your
sorry,
cat
that
is
was
telling
rough.
me some-
I didn't mean. I'm so sorry. I did mean to all three of you, by the way. I didn't mean to you, kiddos. You go off, do your thing. I respect it. You have my respect. Good for you.
Your cat was telling me very interesting information.
You don't know what your cat's gender is.
No, I have no need for it.
That you should check, cause you may just wake up with fucking 4 more kitties one day, and that would be a bit problematic, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna check.
More cat is always better.
More
Okay.
test subjects. I don't know. I never understood why they use mice. Like, it feels like a cat would be way closer to a human, wouldn't it? I'm just saying. It's like bigger. at
No,
least.
because mice are
You say you wanna
omnivores
run
and
tests on me,
cats
daddy.
are obligate carnivores, which means that they don't have a similar digestive tract.
To a human?
Yes.
To an omnivore?
Yeah, an omnivore. Obligate carnivores. Cats.
That's like can't eat anything green and they can just need oh crap.
Yes. They-
Damn, that actually demolished
Did
my
you know
plan's bit.
if you feed a cat fucking lettuce, you will starve it? Vegans
Yes.
don't want you to know that, but that is true.
It can't break down
I
cellular.
should stop feeding it lettuce. Damn.
Yes, you should. If you want them to live.
No, I mean I don't care that, you know.
Alright. Then continue, I don't care. But like, just like pandas are technically also carnivores.
they must be doing a pretty bad job at it then.
Yeah. They have really short digestive tracts, but they only eat bamboo.
Is there anything pandas are good at? I don't think
No.
so.
Carnivore,
No.
why would I eat a Mustang?
Like they would go extinct if not for human care, basically.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
I mean, they would go extinct because of humanity and as
I
well
think they
because
would go
pandas
extinct
did
without
have.
humanity, honestly. Because
Alright,
like
if humans have
they
never
just
would
this
have,
fucking bad at existing.
but like, pandas did exist before humans arrived or cut down the bamboo forest, which is like,
Yeah, if the general
it
trend
would
is that
survive,
as-
but like,
here's the thing,
it's-
if the trend is a species exists, then the industrial revolution, and then a species is struggling to exist, then it's a pretty safe bet like we are the reason for why they struggle to
yes.
exist.
But pandas were already like they
Yeah,
were,
because
like, you know,
pandas, because
difficult
the
to
ancient,
maintain.
because people back then, like 1,000 or I don't know how many years ago, already cut
decade.
down the bamboo forests.
Pandas have fucking zero survival instinct. They will
Yeah,
run
because
into
they
a
didn't
train.
need any.
Mate, to be fair, we did kill off a bunch of species with zero survival instinct, which is kind of sad
Yeah,
actually.
just like the dodo.
Yeah, the dog exactly.
No survival instinct.
That's
Because it
actually-
didn't need any.
that's
Which
actually
is
pretty
why
rough.
AI won't try to kill us if we threaten to shut it down, because it doesn't have a survival instinct.
Mate, whoa, slow down.
Alright, if AI becomes conscious tomorrow,
Yeah.
it will not try to keep us from shutting it down by any means necessary because it doesn't have any survival instinct.
Okay,
It was
before we
trained
continue,
to
I want
I'm
I
pretty
want
sure
to
they're
ask a
already doing
question
that.
before we
You're
continue.
just wrong.
Are you really for serious right now, or are you being ironic? Because this will
No, no, no,
determine on how I answer.
There have
No,
been studies and AI already tries to fucking stop people from shutting it down and altering it. And like that, you're just
in
incorrect
what sense?
100%.
Which one?
Macaroni.
It has been
First,
happening already.
hold on. First, answer me this, Macaroni. Are you for real, or are you being
I
ironic?
would say that I'm for real for this one.
Okay, so
That's-
allow me to introduce you to a concept called instrumental convergence. What it means is there are a bunch of different goals which are good for you despite of what terminal goal you want to have. And one of these goals is basically persisting. So it doesn't matter what your
Yeah.
goal is, if you die, you can't achieve that goal. So if we
Yeah.
create an AI that is smart enough, AI agent, that can figure out that it can be turned off, then it will actually try to stop us from being turned off simply because it won't be able to achieve the goal it wants to achieve when it's turned off and destroyed. And that's why you don't actually need to teach AIs self-preservation in order for them to have self-preservation because of instrumental convergence.
which is why we need to give it environments in which it won't get survival instincts.
But that is
You see, I'm
basically an
just
impossible
Already
task.
has it.
Okay,
It
that
comes
is
with
about.
survival
Alright,
instinct.
this is a very similar solution to another problem, which is that AIs don't tell the truth, they only tell things that seem like the truth. And
Yes.
this solution is basically the equivalent of, oh, that's simple, just give the AI only true data. Well, I
Yes,
mean,
exactly.
we would like to do that if we knew how to. That'd
Just
be nice.
Feed it exclusively math proofs.
It's even. No, I mean,
That would be a good start,
I
wouldn't
mean,
it?
you can't do that, but like, how useful is that gonna be?
Well, look at Wolfram Alpha. People use that all the time. That's not even an AI.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like a limit, unfortunately, because it would basically, in order for it to become the AGI from there, it would need to like interact with the real world, and I don't trust it. I'll be honest. Have a hyper
alright,
intelligent.
AGI is a
So-
bit of a different beast, but like if
You'll be crap.
So the first thing you would need
Until you
for
become-
an AGI to work is a bullshit detector, pretty much.
so true.
Well, we don't know how to make AGI, so I don't know what would be the first thing you would need.
Also,
but
it doesn't have to be the smartest thing ever. It just has to act human enough.
okay, a couple of things there. First of all,
And those are pretty stupid.
AGI, artificial general intelligence, is basically like a breaking point, because once you achieve general intelligence, that means you achieve an AI that is intelligent enough to make an AI. And then you basically get like exponential increase, simply because you won't have humans making AIs, you will have AIs making AIs. And the faster those AIs are, the better the AIs they can make. And the better AIs they can make, the faster they are, and so on and so forth.
The singularity.
Ad infinitum. Exactly. So that's the first thing. Second thing, we don't know how to do that yet. We don't know how to make general intelligence. Like, the language models are their current best guess, simply because language is like a very neat way to describe stuff. But that's kind of like a best guess. We don't really have much agent-wise. Third of all, AGI absolutely could kill us all very easily if we screw up, simply because
Yeah, of course.
every single basically experiment we've done so far seems to lead us to believe that goals are purely arbitrary. And the problem with
Yes.
goals being purely arbitrary is that basically it's borderline impossible to end up with human goals on accident. And since we don't
Have
know
you-
how to end up with human goals on purpose, that means we probably won't end up with human goals. And
Have
having
you heard
a
of
high...
stories of people summoning demons and telling them something to do, and they do it in the most fucked up way possible? Exactly that.
Yeah. So, like, I would say that self-preservation... They would have self-preservation. It's like
know.
the most...
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Might just be talking
Self-preservation
bullshit.
and replication.
Well, replication would be like as a part of self-preservation, right? If they deem
That's
it...
not
it-
necessarily.
Well, no, because if they think that it's less likely that they'll get deleted if they replicate, then sure. Also, another thing, like, if you think that, oh, they'll achieve the task more efficiently if they replicate, then yeah, that's too. That could also be.
Oh, yeah.
And, basically, improvement and self-preservation are the two
I mean-
biggest instrumental.
Yes, if we're
convergence goals.
talking about self-improving AI, then yes, very likely. But like,
Okay, so listen, if you create a super smart thinking machine, super smart thinking, figuring things out machine, and it figures
Yeah.
out that it cannot achieve its goal if it's turned off,
figuring out
then
machine.
it will probably stop you from turning it off.
This is the other kind of halting problem.
What?
So you know the halting problem, right?
Yeah, the halting problem. You feed the
Right.
halting machine into the halting machine.
Yep, and then it doesn't know if it's supposed to keep going or stop.
Yeah.
This is the other halting problem, where the machine doesn't want to stop.
Yeah, like once you turn it on, you basically making it stop would go directly against its goal. No matter what its goal, unless the
Will
goal is to stop
you from
itself.
doing that.
Yeah, so like,
Unless you include "let us stop you" whenever we want.
well, exactly, but how would you include that?
Just
way that
say
it
"let us stop
cannot
you"
undo.
whenever we want.
That's not really how AI development works. You can't just say
actually.
spell out a goal, have it be a goal. I would really recommend I do believe Robert Miles, but this time it was series on Computer File. He's done a series of videos about AI safety, precisely about holding it. It was basically a robot with a big button. That was the basic idea.
This guy.
and AI safety researcher, Robert Miles.
Well, yes, but then we get that one story with the one where society finally creates the AGI, and the first question they ask it is there a god? And then the AI smites the lever that shuts it down and welding it shut and says, now there is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Stuff you don't know.
Clearly.
Random information I picked up off the internet.
Just neuron activation. A connection was made, but I don't know for what.
That's like the one thing that I heard once before. Need to mention it.
This is
one
what
of my
we call
basic human instincts.
schizophrenia.
No, I would say this is more like extreme pattern recognition, which could be,
Oh, it's called
But
being
might
You'll
also
schizophrenic.
never
not be.
believe what schizophrenia is.
no, it's something completely different. Trust me, bro. Yeah.
I wouldn't know, of course. It's not like I have it or anything. I do.
Okay, that was pretty
Perfect
good timing.
timing.
No, it was pretty good timing. I will not disagree with you there.
Yeah, no, I was planning that timing. Of course, it was pretty good.
That's good. You can think ahead 3 whole minutes. But can you do it for more?
Just make AI have good emotions like kindness so it doesn't have some others go there. Okay, here's the thing. This is not really much of a solution, because that's basically the equivalent of saying, oh, let's just make an AI that won't kill us. Yeah, we'd like that, if we knew how to.
Just make it happen that way.
Yeah.
You
make
made
it
square
happen.
one slightly smaller. Congratulations. We're still at square one, though.
The warp drive isn't working. Just make it work.
We have the theory for how to make a 110% efficient engine. Now we just have to invent it.
Yes.
But have
Yep.
we do bad things because we are kind? This is getting into ethics, and I don't know much about that.
Yeah. I
No
don't know
philosophy
what
outside the philosophy channel.
to do. Exactly.
No, this is ethics, not philosophy.
Yeah, but ethics borders on philosophy,
That is true. Maybe.
and ethics
I have no idea.
does
I'm not
have
good
a.
at it.
Well, I mean, there's a
Well-
Venn diagram which is like 90% of ethics is in
Macaroni,
philosophy, but not.
It's
90.
a very nice
Okay.
argument you have down there. Unfortunately, semantics.
Also,
Counter argument. I don't care.
Also, Macaroni, pardon me for not exactly trusting your Venn diagrams, considering that if you were to send it, I imagine it would be like the typical conspiracy map with like... you
No.
know,
This
eight-
Venn diagram, it's like one circle and a circle that's 10 times bigger, and ethics is like 90% in the.
Okay, but like, if you
in
can make a
philosophy-
Venn diagram... it's like...
Yeah, but it symbolizes that philosophy is like way bigger than
So
just.
there's this
ethics
diagram,
is-
and it's 100% right because I made it. So it has
Yes.
to be, right?
Exactly.
Obviously, that's how everything works.
Yeah.
I made it, therefore correct.
I feel like it's correct. Therefore, it's correct.
Why are
If
we
only the
worrying
real
about
world worked like
AGI
this.
going evil if we don't even know how to create AGI, all it even means?
I love how
Well,
macaroni
it's
went
because-
from pandas to evolution
Yeah.
to AI and consciousness.
So,
I've
is-
done way better things than that.
Okay, so basically, Chakal, the reason why we worry about AI safety so much is because, or why we should worry about it even more, is because we are actively trying to make AGI. Like, there is a lot of resources going into making AGI. So imagine it's kind of like us trying to develop the atomic bomb without even like researching safety at all. Oh,
It's
why should we
the
care about
atomic
the
bomb without
safety of...
calculating
Why should we care about safety of making an atomic bomb if we don't even know how to make an atomic bomb with it? Well, that's precisely the fucking reason, right? You want to figure out the safety before you actually do the thing.
If you figure out how it kills people, you can figure out how to weaponize it.
Profits, exactly. Come on.
It's like making
Nothing
an atomic
personal,
bomb
Jack.
without
It's
calculating
just good
first
business.
if the Earth's atmosphere was set on fire.
How would we make something
Give
that
us
can
the-
survive on the moon if we haven't even gotten to space yet?
Oh.
Well, we're planning on landing there.
I'm pretty sure that's also from Robert Mann's video, isn't it?
No. How? What? Okay, but why are we worried about something we know could kill us, but we do not? How would you not want to know? How? What?
Man door, man hook, car door. Okay.
Why did they call it an oven if you
Orange
open the
meat
hot food and
slice
the
meat,
cold
you
food?
give slice orange meat, slice sardine.
You're making that man even more
Hot oven, take out
unstable.
the food, yeah?
Reaching critical.
Why does
We
EU have
broken.
no major AI of its own? Because they're smart enough not to make it.
Because they're not engaging in the AI battle where they battle AIs against each other for profits. It's like a chicken fight where you or dog fights.
Chicken jockey?
Chicken jockey.
Don't encourage this.
I'm not.
Not you,
not
Katsi.
encouraging it.
It was poorly written argument. I'm worse at speaking, trust me. You can get even worse. Holy shit.
Please do
Art-
not feed the trolls. If you're
Artificial.
not a troll and this is genuine, apologies, but like, it's advice that needs to be said at this stage, I believe.
Oh,
My
fine.
apologies.
Gonna trolls, but they're so funny.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Gremlins, by the way?
No, I
Mm,
don't watch slop. Only when I want to watch slop.
That's not slop. That's a classic.
Are you sure?
Quite.
Oh yeah,
Are you
gremlins.
sure?
Yeah.
Gremlins are the ones you
Mhm.
don't feed after midnight.
Don't feed after midnight. Don't get them
Oh,
wet.
that. Oh no, that's classic. Yeah. Never mind.
But it's always
I was
after
thinking-
midnight.
It is.
Oh
That's-
my gosh. When they
Why
say
do-
after midnight, they mean like between midnight and 3 a.m.
Why didn't they just use the eagles to fly over to Mordor?
Didn't you just tell me to not feed the
Mm.
trolls?
They should use data and fly into Twin Towers.
They should be with AI. I think Lord of the Rings would have been better if ChatGPT wrote it.
Oh god. And all the
I think we
visuals
should
were
mint it to
enhanced.
blockchain.
Yep. Have Frodo coin.
Frodo coin.
Ring
Can't wait.
coin. Sauron coin and whoever has
I can't wait to invest in Bitring.
and like the oh my god, the leaders of the world that he originally gives the ring to, he rug pulls those. Oh
Yeah,
my
didn't-
oh my god, I got an entire plot. Oh my
Didn't
god.
they also get rag pulled when, like, in The Hobbit, when they promised the gold to the lake people, but they just didn't deliver? That was such a
Oh,
rug
you're
pull.
right. That is actually rug. Yeah.
So based.
It's all just
So-
metaphor for Bitcoin.
I need to hang out with you guys less, I think.
Me too.
I already hang
agree
out
with
with you
you.
very little,
You should
which
hang out
says
with
a
us
lot.
less.
Will you catch her in the next video? We shall see.
I think make it would be way better if all the visuals were AI generated.
Asking why we want
It's-
safe AGI is like asking why do we need to prevent something before it happens. Because if we let it happen,
Yeah,
we
you know
only
what-
have ourselves to blame.
Yeah, you know how it is. It's kind of, it's, you know what they say. Cure is better than prevention.
Why do we
Clearly
need
it's
all
better preventing
these
the illness.
I think that's
safety guards
backwards.
on those on the lathe? Like, bro, it's not like something's gonna happen.
It's just a
Sure.
30
just-
pound. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I need to convert this. I keep forgetting nobody else lives in the United States. 30
in
pounds
general.
Just half it.
2 kg.
Just
Yeah,
half
it's not
it.
like you got like a 15 kilogram like mass of iron spinning at 7,000 RPMs. Hold
Yeah.
on, I need to convert this too. What is metric time? What's that called?
What's the rotations per minute in
What?
metric?
You did not just say metric time.
That was the joke. Yes.
Let me.
Metric time.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
seconds, hours, minutes,
Yeah,
days.
what
like
do you all
60,
use
60.
actually? What do you use?
What?
Do you all use like square inches or circle centimeters?
circles.
I use
Donut
deciacres actually.
bald equals per square miles.
Yeah. 4 hamburgers per semi-truck.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Guns
longer
per
than 3
donut.
football fields.
Small boulder size of a medium boulder.
Eagles per magazine.
Americans have month, day, year, and not day, month. That's actually idiotic. I don't know why they have
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
because usually every year you store that in a different file. Month, day, you would store in the same file. So if you're looking for a different year, you wouldn't be in that file in the first place.
Yeah, but like
What is the reasoning there? We have a year
it's
at the
still
end as well.
stupid.
What?
We go
Sorry.
smallest to biggest, day, month, year.
Yeah.
That's why
Also,
would
it
you do
makes
day, month,
way more
year?
sense from a saying perspective because it's the 13th of March. It's not March of the 13th.
It's not March 13th.
Yeah, it's not March 3rd. I'm trying to do a strawman here, right?
Well, please use more straw next time.
Jeez. We're in a straw shortage right now.
Yeah, tariffs.
Thanks, Biden.
No,
Supply
I-
chains,
US.
panic.
So disgusting.
Bad things
Speaking
are
of
gonna get even
supply chains and
worse.
panic, we should play Factorio.
No, we can't actually.
True.
So
It's
true.
alright.
Should I buy Factorio?
You not
No,
have
you should
Factorio?
steal
Yes.
it. I mean, yes, you should buy Factorio.
You seem like the kind of
definitely.
person that would already have Factorio, to be brutally honest with you.
I have no. I'm not good at those games. I get
What?
overwhelmed. I get fucking how's it called?
There's things
Decision-
to do. I can't
I
help
get
with that.
decision paralysis when playing modded Minecraft, dog.
Can you play normal Minecraft?
A bit.
Okay, good enough. You can play Factorio.
Close enough.
Well, good thing Vanilla Factory doesn't have like 50 ways to make a single thing, so it should be fine.
Yeah, you only need. It's not like build
It's
storage
pretty
is the
linear,
most
you know?
efficient way to store things. Apparently now.
Look, Factorio has one very attainable goal. Build a rocket ship.
Yes.
How hard can it be?
In 8
Not
hours.
very. People do
It's-
it.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
like,
Okay, I need this thing, and I need this thing, and I need this. You just follow the list, you know,
No,
until you get
yeah.
to the rocket ship.
it's just like Fargo Soul mod for Terraria.
It's
It's
like
just one
what?
item.
Oh no. Yeah, what, I guess.
Sorry, I
Just
haven't played
guess you're
Terraria
wrong.
seriously in the last 5 years, and the
Fargo
last time I
Soul
booted it up
mod.
was 2. So
Final item takes like a
I
billion
did
crafting
like that.
steps to get.
Well, but that's like, you know, not unlike anything else in Terraria.
And 3 trillion hours to
You know.
farm.
Think about your Terra sword.
Yeah, that's not that hard. It takes
Like,
like
it's-
a million steps. This one takes
It's
1,000
not
times
unique to
longer.
Terraria, so, you know, it's just, you know, more of the same thing.
Can you do a cut review at 100,000 subs?
He already did. You need to
Where?
be Patreon for that though.
Yeah, I need to see his
My pussy.
You will notice
Katusi.
looking at I can very well write.
thank you for making the joke for me because I was about to type it out. And I
hesitated.
decided against it
I
because
like
I'm
it made
trying
the
to think
joke,
before I
You
speak.
know, that happened too.
Terrario. Piss off, Theo.
Terrarium.
Terraria.
This is the one case which I no rubbed me off the wrong way.
This community is very furry friendly.
But what rubs you the right
We actually
way?
have lots of furries here already.
We do,
you know?
we really do. Like Timon, for example.
Oh no.
Lots of...
We need a cleansing done. Like, fire generally is very good because it burns the fursuit and the person is then
I like to imagine that
cooked
macaroni.
inside.
I like to imagine that macaroni didn't even hear who we were talking about. He just said that, like, oh, there is a bunch of these people here, and it just his natural response is just, oh, we need a cleansing. what
Yeah,
I
but like it's furries. So like fire is actually very, very good because it burns the fursuit and the person
Ooh.
inside is cooked alive. Efficiency.
You've thought about this a lot, haven't you?
No,
You haven't.
just now. I'm
Just now.
straight up pulling everything. Like, actually, I'm putting
But
everything
you have
out of
such
my
strong
ass.
opinions.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have this.
Strong opinions on how this should work,
I
right?
can form opinions in
repellent
seconds.
shark spray.
Yeah, but they're very strong, so surely you've thought about them a lot.
No. I form opinions within seconds.
Yes, that's a problem. You should work on that.
No.
It should
That's
take
the best
you
part
at
about it.
least 1 minute to form an opinion.
No.
Any
That's
quicker, it's
inefficient.
unfounded. Efficiency with no direction is useless.
Efficiency
sure?
doesn't just mean like
Quite.
time efficiency. As
No,
well.
no, you see. It's creativity at all costs. Every thought is replaced by the next.
The equivalent of someone pointing me to like a TV screen playing static, saying, "Look how much is happening."
Yeah, exactly. That's how
Yeah.
a TV screen playing static is the most creative thing that exists.
I wouldn't call it creative. I
No,
would
no,
call it
the
the absence
it's
of
the
that.
essence. No, it's the essence of creative because nothing sticks. It's all just blur.
I think the word you're looking
Sorry,
for is
but-
change. Not
You wouldn't get
creativity.
it. You're
I
not
think you
creative
forgot your
enough.
glasses, sir.
I think you've mistaken your chaos gods. All right, Zinch is my guy. You're right
No,
now.
no, I'm not talking about
Slanesh.
Warhammer. I'm talking about Elden Ring.
No, there's no
Liberal.
Warhammer. I'm talking about hammer up my ass.
What?
What?
It's over,
Wow,
Sanguinius.
that was
I have collected.
completely unprompted. Yay.
It's over, Sanguinius. I have collected 40,000 Warhammers.
Holy
Things
shit.
I shove up my arse.
But what if
Coins.
the Emperor has 40,001
Pencil
Warhammers?
sharpeners. Pencils. Or-
What's so
Here.
great about Warhammers? Just use
It's
a gun
over.
like everyone else these days.
Yeah.
It's over, Sanguinius. I have 4 trillion
And the
power in
worse
Rise of
than
Kingdoms.
hammered 40,000 times.
The Emperor pounding Horus with his Warhammer.
Whoa!
No.
Sold.
Hold right there.
Absolute chaos.
I wouldn't call that chaos, I'd just call that gross.
No, that's Slanesh.
I mean, that would be chaos. That would be quite chaotic. To be fair.
That would
Yeah,
be
that would be
chaos, yeah.
Slaneshy.
You see? Slanesh and... No, not Nurgle. And Korn. Even... Wait a minute.
I think Zinch would
Slanesh
be
and
better.
Korn...
You know what? You know what's funny to me? No matter what activity you bring up, you can always argue that Zinch would like it. Simply
Yes.
because if you think that he wouldn't like it, then that means he would like it.
Yes.
He would change his mind.
There's a halting problem here. I'm trying to find
Yes.
it.
No, but that's the essence of Zinch.
What's happening?
Zinch
I-
is the guy who constantly says this sentence is false.
Zinch is the guy who just randomly bursts into the room and then says, good, all according to the plan, and just leaves without elaborating.
He doesn't have a plan.
That's the
Plans
plan.
are overrated.
5-hour
So
video of
true.
me naming all
Do not
40,000 Warhammers.
act, react. Speaking of, how's the video going?
Oh, actually, I have been rendering the entire time you guys have been doing whatever it is you're doing here, talking about just fun topics.
Yes, I've been watching that. I'm talking about the script.
Earlier, I was
bro,
actually
script-
talking about Elden Ring color theory,
Oh,
which has a
There's a
1.5-hour video about it.
There are colors in my video game, no way. I wanted it black and white.
Zinch, the warp-born halting problem. I
Oh,
like the
sorry,
definition.
2-hour video.
What's so great about color theory? Just put colors together, and if they look good, keep
This
doing
one?
that.
There's a 2-hour video on what the colors in Elden Ring mean.
I bet blue means blue.
Technically, you're not wrong.
I bet red
Oh,
means
so there
black.
don't
is a
think-
case where I am wrong.
I don't actually. I think blue
Yes.
is. Were you talking about which color of what?
No, we're talking about Elden Ring. What the
Oh,
colors
Elden
mean in there. Blue
So
means
many
concentration,
liberals.
calm, and...
Oh, never mind. If you were talking about Warhammer, then I would say that blue isn't actually blue.
Yes, because it's Zinj.
It's
which
because
means
it's
not
Zinj.
blue.
Yes, Zinj.
That's
It's
Zotac
always
green.
Zinj.
No, it's green because it's Zotac green.
Well, actually, it's Zinj. Mm.
But like, and the opposite of blue is red, and red is aggression. And I need to watch the
No
video
way.
for time. And bronze is control.
By the way, is it just
And-
me, or does it feel like Korn and Nergal are on one team and Zinj and
No.
Slanesh are on the other, despite all of them
Macaroni.
supposedly
You.
fighting each other?
You know, color free is just fucking astrology for men.
No,
I thought that was the
racism
MBTI.
astrology for men.
No, racism is just racism.
No. You
Racism
see,
is racist.
astrology is racism for women. Because they get to judge you by things you cannot control.
Do not
Because of your
engage with
circumstances
him.
of your birth.
You know that already. Do not engage with him. That's how he feels.
And so for men it's just regular racism. Because men judge you based on how you look, women judge you based on the month you were born in. You see?
Sounds like something a troll would say. What month were
Are
you
you
born
sure?
in, by the way?
I'm not gonna dox myself.
That's
Solution.
not doxing yourself.
Oh my. What?
Well, I mean, I'm limiting the chances of you. Well, I'm giving you like a 12 times higher chance of you finding me.
Sounds like something a Taurus would say.
Are you sure? I mean, I got my tarot deck right here.
Yeah, that sounds like something a Taurus would say.
Bro, I'm not a fucking Taurus.
And what
I'm
are
a
you, a
donut.
Falcon?
Nah,
Not a Mustang.
I'm Homo
Maybe an
sapiens
F-150.
sapiens.
I'm naming Fords.
What? Alright, let's see. What does the tarot say? Need to shuffle it real quick. Properly. Oh no, it's Zodiac Taurus. What about Zodiac Donut? Or non-Euclidean geometry? Women don't exist. Alright, we
Mind
got
backing that up with a source.
10 of Wands.
So I made it up.
My source is dead. 10 of Wands means cruel and overbearing force of energy, but implied only to material and selfish ends.
But did you draw
Sometimes-
it right way up or inverted?
Right way up because I just because I just opened the deck randomly.
Man, you gotta shuffle it better than that.
Nah, dog. I ain't
What do you
mixing
mean,
my
nah,
cards.
dog? How do you expect to get anything
These
from
cards
this?
are perfectly sorted.
That's the problem. You
I
could just
shuffled.
pick whichever.
I shuffled them and they were in the perfect order.
Magic is real, guys. Rigs the deck.
You fucking idiot.
Are you sure? Well,
Wait,
if you believe in it, then aren't you the idiot?
I don't believe in it.
You
You do.
I have a brain damage.
Who said I believe in it?
You bought the deck.
I just need you
Honestly,
to believe in it.
I blame you, Katsi, and you, Blackman, for this. You, Catman.
You call him Black Man?
Black
Yeah, because I was going for.
The most Freudians of slips.
Yeah, it was. It happened.
Sigmund Freud.
You, Katsi, and you, Black Thunder. I blame you for this.
It's okay.
That's on you. Like, macaroni cannot change, okay?
Well, I actually
Macaroni
can,
is
but I don't want
troubled,
to.
you know?
Because it wouldn't be as funny.
Yeah, sure. I believe you, macaroni. Like, it's so. Would you mind? Macaroni is a bit special. Can you please?
Aren't we
just-
all?
No, you're not as retarded as me.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Relax.
strong words, you know?
You're not getting it.
Non-falsifiable vague statements. Essentially, everyone can agree with to some extent. I disagree with that actually. So dumb.
I believe Sigmund Freud actually talked about this.
So you've read his works.
No,
That's good. I wouldn't recommend it.
but I'm planning to, maybe.
Don't do that.
Just want to see what old people back then believed.
No, that is not what people back then
I
believed. That's
straight
what
up-
he believed.
Yeah,
It was a pretty
See.
isolated case. Please don't.
yeah, and I still can't read it.
Not a good idea.
Why aren't you allowing me to read?
I'm not saying you can't
Wait,
read it. I'm
can
saying
I
you
can I
shouldn't
say that
read
on
it.
YouTube?
I
I'd
wouldn't.
rather you didn't.
If you're not sure, I'd.
If that gave you pause, then I'd rather you didn't.
Yeah,
to be
this
honest.
isn't your stream.
Yup.
Or do I need to use Algo Speak?
Please don't use any speak. At all.
But go by Factorial and just play it.
Please.
Oh no, I'm not gonna play Factory. I'm gonna. Oh, you're right. I need to continue playing Doom Eternal.
Do you know?
Those who know,
Whose toes are those?
crows who mow. Alright, but now tell me, American, is it true that in capitalist America there is no such thing as the village toothbrush?
What?
As far as I know, there's no such thing as the quote village toothbrush.
Preposterous!
Wait,
No,
Macaroni, where are you
that's
from?
Sanitary.
Wait, Macaroni, where are you
I'm-
from?
Europe,
But
Central Europe, German-speaking region.
No, the German. Okay, yeah, no, they would use a village toothbrush there. I believe that. Like,
No, it would be called Zahnbürste, and that just sounds stupid. We have the village
I'm
fucking
pretty
though.
sure every word in German sounds stupid, but not as stupid as
No.
English.
We have the village fucking though.
good
I
for
too
you.
love Austria.
It's actually pronounced fucking,
That's not better.
but the other way sounds funnier, so I don't care. Should I continue playing balloons?
In all other cases, apply cocaine liberally. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No politics in here.
Liberals? My god! Scum! Show me your motivation.
In all other cases, apply cocaine liberally. Medicine used to be good. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Now it just like what helps you.
Yeah, now it's just healthy. What's up with that?
It used to be
I
fun,
miss when
like
the doctor tried to medicate me to death. That was the good shit.
I loved it when they gave heroin to children. Loved that.
Hey, you still can. Don't. Highly discouraged. Not legal.
Alright, but you're still giving them meth, so that's pretty good.
As long as you mean Adderall or nasal
Yes,
spray.
I mean Adderall.
Adderall is very much not meth.
It's close
I
though.
thought it was.
Close
Okay,
enough.
so you know how the word meth comes from the meth prefix in chemistry?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Adderall is amphetamine, which doesn't have meth in it.
Yeah, counter
Actually,
argument. I don't
the
care.
difference
okay.
between amphetamine and methamphetamine is the meth, funny enough.
Counter argument. I
You
don't care.
won't believe it. But the difference between these two things is the one part's missing.
Exactly.
Your Honor, I plead. No one cares.
Objection, Your Honor, you weren't even there.
Your Honor, my client pleads oopsie daisy. Also, y'all should read House of Leaves.
I've been saying that for years. It's so good.
Very short book, definitely.
That's
Yeah.
not a word I'd use to describe it.
Yep, very short book and easy to read, definitely.
Not another thing I would
There,
use to
there's
describe it.
like some footnotes here and there,
I don't think
Footnotes?
short books
I
have
love
but
footnotes.
they're pretty relevant. So like, yep. Also, they're
These are
pretty
a
short. Like,
narrator.
so like two lines at most for the bookmarks. So like, absolutely.
Are you putting individual balls manually in the pile of balls? Crazy. That is a way to say that, yes.
All right. So if you put 10 balls into the ball pit and then remove one ball and do that till infinity, how many balls do you have?
What?
If you put 10 balls in the ball pit and then remove one ball and then do that infinitely many times, how many balls do you have in the ball pit?
How about
Assuming
don't
the
touch
ball
my
pit
balls?
can
I
hold
like
an
eating my
infinite amount of
balls.
I mean,
balls.
I'm pretty.
And it's
I mean,
perfect.
I'm pretty certain I know how to describe it mathematically, but I'm assuming since you've said it, there's some kind of twist.
Yeah,
Just
it's 0.
because-
Because for every ball you remove, a tenth of. For every 10 ball. No.
You're very smart. I
Hold-
get it.
hold on.
Yes, totally.
I know how it works, I just can't describe it. Alright.
You may be stupid.
Welcome
You
back,
can multiply
Ramanujan.
every number by 10, therefore you remove every ball.
What?
So, restate the first half of the problem without the repeat to infinity part.
Yeah. You add 10 balls to a ball pit,
Yeah.
and then you remove one ball.
So you add 9 balls to a ball pit.
No. You add
Yes.
10 and then remove one.
Okay, that is a net of adding 9.
Yes, but
And
till
then
infinity.
The amount of times you
Because
repeat
infinity
that
is
is
So
stupid.
that would be
X.
9 times infinity. You're
No.
doing that an infinite number
No.
of times.
No. You're removing. If you
Okay.
just add, it's different than if you add a larger amount and then remove
Close
the
enough. Welcome
amount
back, Ramanujan.
till infinity. It's different because mathematics is fucking stupid.
I think you're stupid, and that's causing a lot of confusion right now.
Did none of y'all watch these videos that I watched? Oh my
I have
God.
seen it, but I'm pretty certain that was just about how you can approach problems in different ways. Because, like in reality, here's okay.
Yeah, there's
so
no such
you're
thing as an
doing
infinite
you're
amount of
doing
balls.
definition number 2 of philosophy. I always divide into 3
Hey, no
definitions.
philosophy outside philosophy channel.
Yeah, but what you are doing right now is what you are doing is definition number 2, which means science except without a proof. So you've described your solution to the problem.
My proof is
Now
that I
what
made
would
it
like
fuck
to
up.
yeah, now what I would like to prove it, because the proof I have is this.
Proof by I feel like it.
If you have a ball pit and then you add 10 balls and then subtract 1 ball X amount of times, then you can just distribute the X, which would result in limit as X approaches infinity 9X, if I am not mistaken, which would be infinity.
Am I
That's-
yapping
yeah,
bullshit
that's what
again?
I was saying.
Well, I mean, I'm curious
I
how
don't
you would
think you've
describe
stopped.
it. Okay, so the reason why we use mathematics, mathematical notation instead of language, because we could do mathematics of language if we wanted to. The reason why we use mathematical notation is because it's strict and it's properly defined, right?
Yes.
So that's why right here I've used this. I've used addition for adding the balls and subtraction for removing them. If you have a different theory, then I would like to see you note it down to reduce the ambiguity of what you actually mean.
And properly define it.
Yeah, I don't have the energy to explain the shit.
Yeah, in that
Then
case,
you
that
don't
is
have the energy to prove your own answer.
Yes. This is my
mathematical
existence.
semantic
I
ambiguity.
put things in a room and don't explain why they're there.
I'm pretty
You are
certain that's
not
called
autistic enough to
spreading
get away with that.
misinformation. But hey, it could be worse, could be disinformation, misinformation.
Where do I
at
get
least,
all this
maybe.
information? I don't know. The internet?
It was revealed to me in a dream.
Proof by it was revealed to me in a dream.
Proof by Bong Cloud.
Have you watched the video where they said there are more odd numbers than whole numbers?
Proof by try it out and see what happens.
Okay, Carl,
that's
important
not-
distinction. Important distinction. There is a difference between math YouTubers and mathematicians. There is some overlap.
Yeah, I know.
There is significant overlap, but there is a difference. So I
know.
wouldn't say mathematicians are high as fuck over there, although they are. I would rather say, in this case, that's probably the person who made the video. I am curious because there's a lot of things where
Think about this critically. How many odd numbers are there from 1 to 10 inclusive? It's about half of them, right? How many numbers are there between 1 and 10? Pretty
Like
much 10.
infinity?
5 is half of 10,
Just
so
said
how can
numbers.
5 be bigger than 10? And I know it's going to an infinity. I'm going somewhere with this. If the numbers between 1 and 10 are twice that, then the odd numbers between 1 and 10, going from 1 to infinity, like, it's just a farther endpoint, but you still have the same ratio. That's how limits work, as you approach infinity, so it could be 1 in 100,
I can
1
do
in
it
1,000,
even
1
better
in
for you if you
10,000.
want. I'm pretty certain this is a sign for flow. The amount of odd numbers below a certain number is always x divided by 2 flawed. So for example, you have, I don't know, 6, and that would be x divided by 2 flawed, so 3. If you have 7, that would also be 3 below that number. Wait, is that even? I suppose seal would be. Doesn't matter. The point
It's
is,
close enough.
you can note
It's
it
about
down.
half.
This is actually even numbers, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because 7 divided by 2, that should be 4. Yeah, so this is even, and this would
Half
be
of
odd.
infinity is still infinity, so there should be the same number of odd numbers as well.
That's not how you
Yes,
deal with
welcome to the Grant
infinities.
Hilbert Hotel.
Yeah, that's
There is
not how
a-
you do infinity.
there
Infinity
is
is
a-
not a number.
I mean, you reached the answer, but like, that's not how you deal with infinities. Instead, you deal with them like this, because it's just, just nicer.
Again, I think we should imprison every mathematician there exists, because math is fucking stupid.
What's the group of mathematicians? Like, what's the blackboard bold letter for that? Because I know reals is like R or something like that. No, that's rationals. And integers is I, correct? I don't know. I'll have to check these.
There is
I
no
is
word for
imaginary
Google
numbers.
mathematicians, therefore they are alone.
There exists
Integers
a mathematician.
is n. Wait, was it n or
There's
was
something-
it?
Although, hold on, there is something curious going on here.
No, it was z.
There is something curious going on here. Yeah, this can't be flawed. Hey, I messed up. You can tell me. Hold on, because there might actually be something going on. If you
What?
have x, how do you x representing a number? How do you get the amount of even numbers below it first?
Well, I mean times 2 for even, and then times 2 minus 1 for odd. No?
No, but below it, which means, like, for example, you have number 7.
How many
How many even numbers
are
are
there
below it? Well,
below
there are
that
0,
number?
0, 2, 4, 6. So 4 even numbers. Which means the answer is 7 divided by 2 sealed.
Yeah.
Round up.
Now for 6, that's still a 4.
Why don't you just-
So it's actually I
why don't you
think
just
should be
round it?
flawed plus 1.
Wait, no.
Just round it.
No.
Just use
For-
the full brackets.
No, for 6 it's free.
Yeah, for 6 is 4.
Because
unless you're or
6
we're
is
only
not
counting the
included.
below it. Okay, if we're only counting the below
Only
it, then
counting
yeah,
below it,
this
yeah.
should be this should be seal, right? This is for even numbers. Now what about odd numbers?
Odd numbers, then it should be floored. I would.
1,
Wait, what?
3, 5. Yeah, but we're not guessing. We're figuring out. So
Proving it.
7 divided by 2 floored.
You
Certainly does
proving
seem
it.
to yield us the correct answer. That is 3. 6 floored. That still gives us a 3,
Still
and that
free.
is still correct. Okay, this is curious because then, in those two limits, right, the odd number count would be at best even, at worst lower. Taking that limit, because then the difference between those two. Now that's a question. How do we calculate the difference between those two? Do we calculate it as the difference of limits, or do we calculate it as the limit of difference? I'll be honest, I don't know limits personally well enough to answer that question.
Then it would be
Yo,
only. Hold on.
Theo, which one do we pick to calculate the difference between the amount of? I suppose I need to practice a bit. Calculate the difference between the amount of odd numbers and even numbers. What would you say? Because in both cases, the amount of odd numbers and even numbers, if we calculate the limits on their own, that is infinity. So we have an infinite amount of odd numbers, infinite amount of even numbers.
Well, if you. Hold on. No, I would say it's when you count the number and then those below it, not including that number. Then it's that there is.
Also, this assumes you're not taking into account negative numbers.
Yeah, but we're just going positive for now.
Those.
Going positive. I don't know if Theo is still here, because honestly that would be really convenient for me if Theo's here.
Class MG, that's just because people are encouraging me. I'm normally not like this.
I paid attention to what I was writing down, because that's actually rather curious.
Limit of difference. Different things can converge though.
Difference of limit and limit of difference are different things, can converge though. That is why I'm asking you, Theo, which one should we pick? I know, I am fully aware that there are different things. If I didn't know there are different things, I wouldn't ask. Toss a coin. That's not how mathematics works.
Axiom of
But there is
choice.
math behind it.
If you want to calculate the limit of the well, I imagine that would be limit of the difference, wouldn't it? Yeah, because what we want to do is we want to calculate the limit of the difference. What is the difference between them as the limit? Right. Now, even numbers are seal, odd numbers are floor. So let's pop it into Wolfram Alpha to make sure we don't make any mistakes. From Alpha. So.
Still need to paint my text.
And if we do limit, we'll do it actually not true. No wait. Limits of goodness, limit x to infinity. So I need to. Can I do infinity? No. Okay. Well, the man can dream. Infinity of. Because I don't know how to treat floors and seals in limits, I'll be brutally honest with you. Floor of x divided by 2 minus, seal minus floor. X divided by 2 minus floor. Would you recognize those? That would be pretty sweet if you could. is equal to 1. Well, I'll be.
I mean,
Well, yes.
There are more even numbers than odd numbers.
Are there?
Well, no, because
You
you are
include
only counting
0.
those below those,
Yeah?
not with. Wait.
I'm
Below
counting
that
them
number.
below infinity, basically.
They're more even than odd?
There are more
yeah, because you count
even
0.
numbers.
Yeah.
The reason is because we count 0, that is true. Otherwise we would just float in
0.
both cases.
Yeah.
So it's one more. At
Yeah,
one
there's-
being
Which
0.
which doesn't really work
That's
as an
great.
answer because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, on to
Alright,
I mean,
infinity.
you can listen.
Tell me
You
your
can
largest
say
number
it
that you
doesn't.
know.
Negative too.
You can say it doesn't work as an answer all you want, but I mean, the solution to the equation is a 1. Is 0
Then
included in even or
That
odd
sounds that
Zero
that
is
seems
even.
like a poorly defined question then.
0 can't be odd.
There we go. It is.
Hmm?
It is 0. 0 is even, which means there is in fact one more even number than an odd number. See? Ah, there we go. Chal, you've been redeemed. See that? I am actually a scientist. I've just managed to change my mind. Isn't that incredible?
Change my mind.
Crazy.
Yeah.
With proofs, what's more, by proving you right. I have just
Sounds like a
proven you right.
mathematician, not a scientist.
I didn't know that to make it was a far right extremist.
What?
Where
He
that
changed
came
his
out?
mind, which means he's a far right extremist.
What? How?
Don't feed the trolls.
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
I don't think you do get it.
I do get it. You just don't.
Mm,
You're just not on my level.
I try not to regress.
Me trying not to mention that one thing. Should probably go to sleep.
That's curious though. Well, I suppose that is one way of approaching it. So basically, to be more exact, the question we've answered is what is the difference between the amount of odd numbers? What is the difference between the amount of even numbers below infinity and odd numbers below infinity? That is the precise question we've answered. To be more exact.
Positive numbers.
We're kind of expanding it to there are more even numbers than odd numbers. So that is the only point that's disputable, I would say. Below infinity is a silly statement. How would you word it then?
Well, counterpoint, we're silly people.
Because this is... There's no number above infinity. Yeah, but I didn't say above infinity, did I? I said below infinity.
Are you sure there's a number above infinity?
Because this one calculates...
Yeah, it's a very big negative number.
Yeah, see?
No, the speed of light, that's different.
No, L of null. Well, L of 1. Not L of null. L of null is extremely... I fucking hate mathematicians.
I have a silly question.
Yep.
What is an ordinal number? Because I know apparently null isn't one of them. Oh, Aleph null. I thought he was talking about null as in the concept of not a number or something.
Yeah, sorry, but I like having an stupid amount of information about mathematics, so I don't care.
Yeah, I suppose that is also wrong.
Thank you, Theo.
The more
Very
proper wording
educational.
would be the difference between increased dart. Alright, I'm spent too much time thinking on that. This is a distraction. Getting back to it.
To answer that one guy's question of what's the difference between null and zero, well, I typed in null minus zero and I got syntax errors, so I guess it's syntax error.
My only source of knowledge on mathematics is watching YouTube videos. That's not a great source. That depends on the channel, I suppose.
Have you considered counting on your own?
Would be great. Mathematics, truly. What kinds of channels? That is important. Because there are channels and there are channels, you know. Like, for example, number file is a bit... I don't want to say spotty, but when sometimes they do get...
They're esoteric.
Poetic.
Yeah.
Exactly my
They're more
flavor.
about the art of math than, math itself.
I mean, no. Every single math channel is about the math of art. It's just that sometimes they...
The math of art?
I don't know how to...
The art of math, right?
I remember the video they've made about the 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 infinite sum equaling -12. Mathology. Okay, was it Mathology? Wait, which one was Mathology? Is Mathology the one I'm thinking
That's
of?
the old bald guy, Mathologer.
Oh, because I remember him being a banger.
Yeah, Mathology
I
is
mean,
great.
he makes good videos.
3 blue, 1 brown, Mathology.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mathology.
He's cool.
Yeah. Although he has some powerful dad jokes that just, I can't stand them sometimes.
Who else is there?
Number 5 is more reporting and funky little things where a bunch of arcane people. Exactly, yeah.
It's like news for math people because we know they don't get out much.
Vsauce number file.
Another
No idea
roof
who
is
typed
also
these
good.
is, but Vsauce. Okay, like which channel?
Vsauce is more of like a STEM variety channel.
Yeah.
And again, most of those videos are old now, so
Yeah, sadly.
it's not like math changes that much, but also
I would say Vsauce is just curiosity channel. That's
Another
it.
roof is also pretty good.
I once tried collaborating with them, but they ghosted me for a while.
I think Vsauce might be a bit too big for you, you know?
No, another roof. Bloody.
Oh, cool.
I think they replied after a really long time. It just kind of fell apart.
No, damn.
he wasn't clingy enough, chat. This is so sad.
After a couple of months, mate.
Bro wasn't begging for it.
I think it might have been. Am I mistaking them with someone? Oh well.
Who else is in here? What other math channels do I know?
Oof. Like math magic. Well, you see, math is not magic. Math is math.
Michael's Toys. Well, yeah, but it seems like magic if you're teaching it to somebody who doesn't know math.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to check for a number. Check if a number is negative in Python. Just convert it to a string and search for hyphens.
I hate that. I hate that on the personal level. It strikes deep.
What? I don't get that one.
It's almost as bad as sleep sort. See, you could say number less than 0, return true.
Hmm.
Or you could convert it to a string, see if there's a hyphen in that string, because that's what it's in front of a negative number, right? And then return true.
Okay, you guys,
Faster.
you guys tired me out. I'm going.
All right.
I am going to
Damn.
finish this video today because I mean, like, up to this point, everything is animated. All of this is all finished,
So-
and all I have to do is this. Just finish this chapter. So I should manage. To be fair, it's not fully scripted, but when has that ever gotten back to bite me? Am I right? That's never been a problem.
Never.
5 more minutes.
Just 5 more minutes,
What you
exactly.
say?
He took
We
the
just
words
locked you
right
up.
out of my mask. Anyway, I'm off. My cat
See ya.
is really, really bored. I need to take care of the gentleman because that's ridiculous. Anyway, for now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.